Welcome to FactUp, where we dive deep into the complexities of modern life and the profound changes shaping our world. Today, we're exploring a critical question that affects us all: is technology advancing faster than our ability to understand it? As we move forward, we'll examine how this widening gap between technological innovation and human comprehension could impact our societies, cultures, and futures. Over the past few decades, technological progress has accelerated at an unprecedented pace. From the rise of the internet and smartphones to breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and biotechnology, the tools and innovations shaping our future are developing faster than ever before. However, with this rapid advancement comes a significant challenge: are we, as a society, keeping up with the understanding needed to wield these powerful tools responsibly? The challenge we face today isn't just about the speed of technological innovation, it's about the gap that is growing between the creators of these technologies and the general public who must use and live with them. This gap has the potential to create social and cultural divides, as well as ethical dilemmas that could have far-reaching consequences. In this video, we'll explore the impacts of technological advancements on society and culture, analyze the growing divide between scientific elites and ordinary people, compare how different countries are adapting to these changes, and discuss potential solutions for bridging this gap. By the end, we hope to provide you with a deeper understanding of the complexities surrounding this issue and offer insights into how we can navigate this rapidly changing world together. The technological revolution of the 21st century has profoundly reshaped society in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. The advent of digital technologies, the internet, and mobile communication has revolutionized how we interact, work, and live. While these advancements have brought about significant improvements in quality of life, they have also introduced new challenges. One of the most noticeable impacts of technological progress is the way it has transformed communication. Social media platforms, messaging apps, and video conferencing tools have made it easier than ever to stay connected with others, regardless of geographical distance. However, this constant connectivity has also led to the erosion of traditional face-to-face interactions, potentially weakening the social bonds that hold communities together. Moreover, the proliferation of digital information has changed the way we consume and process knowledge. While access to information has become more democratized, it has also led to the spread of misinformation and the fragmentation of public discourse. People are now more likely to consume news and information that aligns with their pre-existing beliefs, creating echo chambers that reinforce biases and polarize societies. The workplace has also undergone a significant transformation due to technological advancements. Automation and artificial intelligence are replacing many traditional jobs, leading to concerns about job displacement and economic inequality. While new industries and job opportunities are emerging, the skills required for these roles are often out of reach for those who are displaced, exacerbating social inequalities. Education, too, has been revolutionized by technology. Online learning platforms and digital resources have made education more accessible, particularly in regions where traditional educational institutions are lacking. However, the digital divide, where some populations have access to these technologies and others do not, remains a significant barrier to equal educational opportunities. As technology becomes more integrated into our daily lives, it also influences cultural norms, values, and identities. The digital age has facilitated the global exchange of ideas, allowing cultures to interact and influence each other more than ever before. However, this increased connectivity has also led to concerns about the erosion of local cultures and the dominance of a homogenized global culture driven by technology giants. Social media platforms, in particular, play a significant role in shaping cultural trends and public opinion. The algorithms that govern these platforms often prioritize sensational or emotionally charged content, which can lead to the spread of cultural phenomena that may not be representative of broader societal values. This has given rise to a new form of cultural influence, where a small number of tech companies wield significant power over global cultural dynamics. At the same time, technology has enabled the preservation and promotion of cultural heritage in ways that were previously impossible. Digital archives, virtual museums, and online communities dedicated to preserving endangered languages and traditions are just a few examples of how technology can be used to protect and promote cultural diversity. However, the impact of technology on culture is not uniformly positive. The rapid pace of technological change can lead to a sense of cultural dislocation, where individuals feel disconnected from the traditions and values of their past. This is particularly true in regions where technological adoption is outpacing the ability of societies to adapt to these changes, leading to generational divides and cultural tensions. The rapid advancement of technology has also introduced a host of ethical and moral dilemmas that society is still grappling with. From the use of artificial intelligence in decision-making to the implications of genetic engineering, the ethical questions raised by these technologies are complex and multifaceted. One of the most pressing ethical concerns is the issue of privacy. As digital technologies become more pervasive, the amount of personal data being collected, stored, and analyzed by both governments and private companies has grown exponentially. This has led to widespread concerns about surveillance, data security, and the potential for abuse. Another significant ethical dilemma is the use of artificial intelligence in areas such as law enforcement, healthcare, and employment. AI systems are increasingly being used to make decisions that have a direct impact on people's lives, raising questions about accountability, fairness, and the potential for bias. For example, the use of AI in predictive policing has been criticized for perpetuating existing racial biases, while the use of AI in hiring processes has raised concerns about discrimination. The field of genetic engineering also presents profound ethical challenges. Advances in CRISPR technology have made it possible to edit the human genome, raising the possibility of eradicating genetic diseases. However, this also opens the door to the possibility of designer babies and the potential for genetic discrimination. As society grapples with these ethical dilemmas, it is clear that the pace of technological advancement is outstripping our ability to fully understand and address the implications of these technologies. This highlights the need for ongoing ethical reflection and the development of robust frameworks for guiding the responsible use of technology. The rapid pace of scientific advancement has led to the emergence of a scientific and technological elite, an elite group of individuals and institutions that are at the forefront of innovation. These elites are responsible for the development of cutting-edge technologies that have the potential to transform society in profound ways. However, the knowledge and expertise of these elites are often far removed from the everyday experiences of ordinary people. The complexity of modern science and technology means that a significant portion of the population lacks the understanding needed to fully grasp the implications of these advancements. This gap between the scientific elite and the general public has significant implications for how society navigates the challenges and opportunities presented by new technologies. The gap between the scientific elite and the general public is further exacerbated by the spread of misinformation. As technology becomes more complex, it becomes increasingly difficult for the average person to distinguish between accurate information and misinformation. This has been particularly evident in areas such as climate change, vaccines, and emerging technologies like 5G. Misinformation can lead to fear, resistance, and a lack of trust in scientific institutions. For example, the spread of misinformation about vaccines has contributed to the resurgence of diseases that were once thought to be under control. Similarly, the spread of conspiracy theories about 5G technology has led to vandalism and violence in some parts of the world. The role of the media in shaping public understanding of science and technology is crucial. Sensationalist media coverage can exacerbate the problem by focusing on the most controversial or alarming aspects of new technologies, rather than providing balanced and accurate information. This can lead to a skewed perception of the risks and benefits of new technologies. Education systems play a critical role in bridging the gap between the scientific elite and the general public. However, many education systems are struggling to keep pace with the rapid advancements in science and technology. Outdated curricula, a lack of emphasis on critical thinking, and insufficient resources for science education are just some of the challenges that need to be addressed. In addition to formal education, the media has a responsibility to communicate scientific information in a way that is accessible and accurate. This requires journalists to have a strong understanding of the topics they are covering, as well as the ability to communicate complex ideas in a way that is understandable to the general public. There are examples of successful science communication initiatives that have helped to bridge the gap between the scientific elite and the general public. For example, public outreach programs, science festivals, and online platforms that provide accessible explanations of scientific concepts have all contributed to improving public understanding of science and technology. Section 3. Comparing developed, developing, and underdeveloped countries adapting to technological change. Different countries and regions around the world are adapting to technological change at different rates. The ability of a country to adapt to new technologies depends on a range of factors, including its level of economic development, access to education, cultural values, and government policies. Section 3. Comparing developed, developing, and underdeveloped countries. Continued. Developed countries, with their advanced infrastructure and education systems, are generally better equipped to adapt to technological change. These countries have the resources to invest in research and development, as well as the ability to implement new technologies on a large scale. However, even in these nations, the rapid pace of technological advancement can lead to challenges. In developed countries, the proliferation of technology has led to significant improvements in healthcare, education, and communication. For example, the adoption of electronic health records and telemedicine has revolutionized the healthcare industry, making it easier for patients to access care and for doctors to manage patient information. Similarly, the widespread use of online learning platforms has made education more accessible, particularly in remote areas. However, these advancements are not without their drawbacks. The digital divide, even within developed countries, remains a significant issue. While many people have access to the latest technologies, there are still segments of the population, often the elderly, rural communities, or low-income groups, who are left behind. This can exacerbate existing social inequalities and create a new class of digital have-nots. Additionally, the sheer volume of new technologies and the speed at which they are introduced can overwhelm the average citizen. This can lead to a sense of alienation and a lack of understanding of how these technologies work or how to use them effectively. In some cases, this has resulted in resistance to new technologies, such as the backlash against 5G networks in certain communities. Developing countries and developing countries, the situation is more complex. While these nations are eager to embrace new technologies to fuel economic growth and improve living standards, they often face significant barriers to adoption. These barriers include limited infrastructure, a lack of skilled workforce, and insufficient funding for research and development. However, developing countries also have unique opportunities to leapfrog older technologies and adopt the latest innovations directly. For instance, many countries in Africa skipped the widespread adoption of landline telephones and moved directly to mobile phones. This has enabled the rapid spread of mobile banking and other digital services, which have had a transformative impact on the economy and society. Despite these successes, the gap in understanding and adaptation remains a significant challenge. The education systems in many developing countries are not yet equipped to teach the skills needed to navigate and leverage new technologies effectively. This lack of education and training can prevent these nations from fully capitalizing on the potential of technological advancements. Moreover, cultural factors can also play a role in how new technologies are received and integrated into society. In some cases, there may be resistance to change due to traditional beliefs or fear of the unknown. This can slow down the adoption of new technologies and widen the gap between the scientific elite and the general population. Underdeveloped countries face the most significant challenges when it comes to adapting to technological change. These nations often lack the basic infrastructure needed to support new technologies, such as reliable electricity, internet access, and educational institutions. As a result, the gap between the technological advancements made by the global scientific community and the understanding and utilization of these technologies by the local population is often the widest. In these countries, technological adoption is slow, and the benefits of new technologies are not evenly distributed. Rural areas, in particular, may be left behind as urban centers receive the bulk of technological investments. This can lead to increased inequality and social unrest as certain segments of the population feel excluded from the benefits of modern technology. However, there are also success stories in underdeveloped countries. In some cases, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and international aid have played a crucial role in bringing technology to underserved areas. For example, solar-powered water pumps, mobile health clinics, and educational apps have made a significant impact in improving the quality of life in some of the most remote regions of the world. Yet, these efforts are often fragmented and insufficient to bridge the overall gap. The lack of a coordinated, large-scale approach to technological adoption means that many underdeveloped countries remain at a significant disadvantage. Without significant investment in education, infrastructure, and capacity building, these nations are likely to continue falling further behind as the pace of global technological advancement accelerates. Statistics and data to illustrate the disparities between these different groups of countries, it's essential to present relevant statistics and data. For instance, internet penetration. In developed countries, internet penetration rates are often above 80%, while in developing countries, this figure can be as low as 30%, and in underdeveloped countries, it might be below 10%. Mobile phone usage. While mobile phone usage is widespread even in developing countries, the quality of service and access to advanced features, like mobile banking or internet access, can vary significantly. Education and literacy rates. In developed countries, literacy rates are near 100%, with widespread access to higher education. In contrast, developing and underdeveloped countries may have literacy rates below 70%, with limited access to quality education. Access to technology. In developed countries, the average citizen has access to multiple devices and high-speed internet, while in underdeveloped countries, access to even basic technology can be a challenge. These statistics highlight the significant gaps that exist between different regions of the world in terms of technological adoption and understanding. These gaps are not just economic but also cultural and educational, underscoring the need for tailored strategies to address these disparities. Section 4. Bridging the Gap, Strategies for the Future. The role of education in bridging the gap. Education is perhaps the most critical factor in bridging the gap between technological advancements and public understanding. As technology continues to evolve, so too must our education systems. Traditional education models, which often emphasize rote memorization and standardized testing, are ill-suited to the needs of a rapidly changing world. Instead, there is a growing need for educational approaches that emphasize critical thinking, problem-solving, and adaptability. To prepare future generations for the challenges of the 21st century, education systems must be reformed to include a stronger focus on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics subjects, as well as on the ethical implications of new technologies. Additionally, there must be a greater emphasis on lifelong learning, as the pace of technological change means that individuals will need to continually update their skills throughout their careers. Online learning platforms and digital resources offer significant potential for expanding access to education, particularly in developing and underdeveloped countries. By leveraging technology to deliver high-quality educational content, it is possible to reach students in even the most remote areas. However, to be effective, these efforts must be accompanied by investments in infrastructure, such as reliable internet access and electricity. Government and policy interventions. Governments have a crucial role to play in ensuring that technological advancements benefit all members of society. This includes implementing policies that promote equitable access to technology, such as subsidizing internet access in rural areas or providing funding for STEM education in underserved communities. Additionally, governments must develop regulations that keep pace with innovation, addressing issues such as data privacy, cybersecurity, and the ethical use of AI. One of the most significant challenges facing policymakers is the need to balance the benefits of technological innovation with the potential risks. This requires a nuanced approach that takes into account the social, economic, and ethical implications of new technologies. For example, while AI has the potential to revolutionize industries and improve efficiency, it also raises concerns about job displacement, privacy, and bias. Policymakers must work closely with scientists, technologists, and ethicists to develop regulations that mitigate these risks while still allowing for innovation. In addition to domestic policies, international cooperation is essential for addressing the global challenges posed by technological advancement. Issues such as climate change, cybersecurity, and digital inequality require coordinated efforts between countries. By working together, governments can share best practices, pool resources, and develop global standards that ensure technology is used responsibly and equitably. Public engagement and science communication. Effective science communication is critical for bridging the gap between the scientific elite and the general public. Scientists, educators, and the media must work together to make complex technologies more accessible and understandable to the average person. This requires not only clear and accurate communication but also an understanding of the social and cultural contexts in which these technologies are being introduced. Public engagement initiatives, such as science festivals, citizen science projects, and public lectures, can help to demystify new technologies and foster a greater understanding of their potential benefits and risks. Additionally, these initiatives can provide a platform for the public to voice their concerns and participate in discussions about the future of technology. The media also has a crucial role to play in shaping public perceptions of science and technology. Journalists must be diligent in their reporting, avoiding sensationalism and providing balanced coverage that highlights both the potential benefits and the risks of new technologies. By doing so, they can help to build public trust in science and encourage informed decision-making. The importance of cultural sensitivity. As technology becomes increasingly global, it is essential to recognize and respect the diverse cultural contexts in which it is being adopted. Technological solutions that work well in one part of the world may not be suitable for another, due to differences in values, beliefs, and social structures. Therefore, a culturally sensitive approach to technological advancement is necessary. This means involving local communities in the development and implementation of new technologies, ensuring that their voices are heard, and their needs are met. It also means being mindful of the potential for technology to disrupt traditional ways of life and taking steps to mitigate these impacts. By adopting a more inclusive approach to innovation, it is possible to bridge the gap between technological advancement and cultural understanding. Statistics and data to support these strategies. It is important to provide data on their effectiveness. For example, educational impact. Studies showing how improved STEM education and lifelong learning initiatives have led to better adaptation to technological changes in various countries. Government policies. Data on the success of government interventions, such as subsidies for internet access, in reducing the digital divide and improving technological literacy in rural areas. Public engagement. Statistics on public engagement initiatives, such as the number of participants in science festivals or the reach of citizen science projects, and how these efforts have increased public understanding and trust in science. Cultural adaptation. Case studies from different regions showing how culturally sensitive approaches to technology implementation have led to more successful adoption and integration of new technologies. This data not only underscores the importance of these strategies but also provides a roadmap for other countries and communities looking to bridge the gap between technological advancement and public understanding. A call to action recap of key points. As we've explored in this video, the rapid advancement of technology has brought about significant changes in society, culture, and the economy. However, this progress has also created a gap between the scientific and technological elite and the general public, as well as disparities between different countries in their ability to adapt to these changes. We've examined the social and cultural impacts of technological advancements, the challenges of public understanding and misinformation, and the differences in how developed, developing, and underdeveloped countries are coping with these changes. Finally, we've discussed strategies for bridging the gap, including the role of education, government policies, public engagement, and cultural sensitivity. A vision for the future. As we look to the future, it's clear that bridging the gap between technological advancements and public understanding is not just a matter of education or policy, it's about ensuring that technology serves to enhance, rather than divide, our societies. The goal should be a future where everyone, regardless of their background or where they live, has the opportunity to benefit from technological progress. This requires a collective effort from governments, educators, scientists, and the public to create a more inclusive and equitable technological landscape. By working together, we can ensure that technology is used responsibly and ethically, and that its benefits are shared by all. Call to action. So, what can you do to be part of this effort? First, commit to lifelong learning. Stay curious, ask questions, and seek out opportunities to learn about the technologies shaping our world. Second, engage with your community. Participate in public discussions, attend science events, and share what you've learned with others. Finally, advocate for policies that promote equitable access to technology and education, both in your own country and globally. By taking these steps, you can help bridge the gap and ensure that we move forward into a future where technology enriches our lives and strengthens our communities. Final thought: as we stand on the brink of even greater technological wonders, the real question isn't just whether we can keep up with technology, but whether we can guide it in a way that enriches our understanding, deepens our cultural connections, and enhances our humanity. It's up to all of us to make sure that, in the race between technology and understanding, we don't leave anyone behind.